Hey everyone, it is Eddie, and welcome. Today we are going to be building this here, which I built. It is a... sorry, forgot. It's an enchanting room system, and yeah, it's pretty good. There's a couple things I wanted to include in it, just for the sake of trying it out, and or for like trying out how to do these things. And then there's some other things that I noticed that I wanted to include, so yeah, it's just kind of thrown together of lots of things. So we got one thing I wanted to try using was redstone ore. That will be interesting. It was fun to do, working with bud switches that would work with redstone ore when you stepped on them. So I'll go into each individual part in a minute. And then another one was I just picked 3 intervals, 10, 20, and then 30, which I didn't write on a sign, but we'll get into how you get that in a minute. And then the other thing that was interesting that I wanted to use, what was it? I was going to say something, but I forget what it is. So forget that. Let's just show how it works. So I'll start with, the other one was that I noticed that you could get level 30 by making a hallway. It's actually overkill on the bookshelves, you don't need that many, but if you make like a little hallway with them, you will get 30, so it could be conveniently somewhere, possibly. Not sure on an exact implementation, but let's just show this. So first thing we got is stand on this, cause it to light up, and you got level 10. I still got the bow, yeah. Level 10. 1 row on the side, right like that. Now, there's one major flaw to this, and that is, of course, to move on to anything else, you need to wait. Oh wow, that was a quick one. Sometimes it takes forever to redstone ore to stop, to, update, and it's random, the amount of time, and sometimes it's a long time. But there it went pretty fast. That's good. Very helpful. So it was 10. That's the flaw, though. So that's major flaws. Sometimes it takes a while. So the next phase of this, if I were to continue with this, would be to come up with a reset system that would include something else. But I don't know. Anyways, 20. Stand on this one. That was weird, okay. 2 rows, nice and pattern-like. 20, yeah, okay. Now, luckily, if you do both, it also extends the ceiling for 30 and creates that hallway look that I was talking about. So, now let's explain how it works and everything like that. This is big, it would take a while to build on camera for you, so I'm not going to do that. But I will go over each of the parts, and then I trust you could probably piece them together. And then I'll show you. I'll go under and look at everything. Over here, I basically made the same thing, but without working on, like, I just kind of like wired everything up the way it should be, and not worried about being compact or the best way to do it. I just did it. I usually do my projects like that. So, but let's go over here. So this is an AND gate. It's the simplest component that we use, and what an AND gate is it is an output, which is this one line right here, that will only be on if 2 inputs are both also on, or in Minecraft we call it powered. So if that's powered and if that's powered, that will also be powered. But so right now, are they both powered? Is this one and this one? That's why it's an AND gate. Is this one and this one powered? No. All right, let's add something. All right, is this one and this one powered? No. Is this one and this one powered? Yes. And that is when the output comes on, and then so any combination will work. Any combination will not work should I say, will not power the output, except both on, both powered. So, as you might be able to guess, this is how we, oh, just expired, the one side. The other side did not yet. Anyways, that is how, oh, there we go. That's how we do the ceiling. So when one is powered, and then the other one becomes powered, then the output goes for what becomes all of them to be powered. So the next is the thing we're going to talk about is slightly more complicated. It is the input system. I had a lot of trouble with this. This was the biggest, this was the challenge really in the project. And I tried so many, over right there. I had so many things that were going wrong. I built the same exact thing in the same exact way. I made sure I placed all the blocks in the same order, and it was behaving differently in 2 different times that I did that. And then I thought, well, it could be a directional thing. I mean, some things in Minecraft, whether it's a bug or intentional, I don't know, but some things in Minecraft depend on the direction you're facing. So this was, I tried it, and it didn't matter. They still had different behaviors. So I don't know what the difference was that I overlooked, but there has to be something, I assume. But yeah, so anyways, this was, I kind of finally stabilized it, but I had a little trouble with the final design here too. So if you have trouble with it, all I can say is, you know, I just try something else, even if it seems like it's going to do the exact same thing. But what exactly this is, this lamp is going to be our output. But what exactly this is basically a horizontal, horizontal. I was about to say horizontal vertical. No, horizontal toggle bud switch that goes up underneath something. In this case, the redstone ore. So this birch planks for all of the representations will represent the ceiling, or the floor level. Sorry, the floor level. So we stand on this, it goes out, we can move away, and it'll stay out. And so the first part that we're going to talk about is the bud switch here. So the bud switch, great, that was a quick one. What a bud switch is the block update. So it's a bug in the game, but Mojang said they won't patch it. Because of what you can use it for. And basically what it does is it's a particular way to wire a piston. It's diagonally through a block like this. So when this block is powered, it becomes, and that piston becomes a bud switch. And what it does is when you update a block next to the piston by placing them, removing it, or in this case, updating it with the redstone ore from being deactivated to activated. So, where was I going with this? Yes. So, right now it's in that state because the repeater's going into this block. So, when we step on this, it causes the piston to be pushed, because that's what the output is for the bud switch. And then, when that piston is pushed, because this wire here is receiving power from the torch that is powering the block, which is powering the wire. So when the piston extends, when the bud switch triggers, when the piston extends, the arm of the piston is now over this torch, which means, and that can't be powered, so that means this goes off. And when this is off and the piston is extended, it kind of becomes a bud switch in the reverse direction, meaning when there's another block update, it will retract the piston. So one way I like to think about it is that it's like it's like when you power this block, the piston will be powered by it or unpowered by it only after block update. So it's like there's like a delay or something. And of course, once that toggle happens, whoa, oh, did not work. That was weird. There we go. Alright, so I placed a block there to simulate a block update. Once that happens, the piston that extends will push the block over the other torch, which will power the block, and then the output wire coming out the other side for the lamp. So that's that. Okay, so that's the complicated part. Now we get to the easy stuff, in my opinion, and it is... hold on, I had something else to do. There you go. So this is what you'd think the wiring would be like. So if we head over here to what I built, the vertical wire that I used to get up is at this point here is where it was most convenient for the way down here is organized. So this is like where the power is coming from. So we have the same spacing over here, but it's just the lever. So when you do it the way you think you would do it, it doesn't quite reach. You reach the limit at the last two. So the way that you could put a repeater here, but then this one would trigger slightly before that one, which just is avoidable, and you can have them all go at the same time. And you might not want them to go at the same time because that might cause lag, but if you have them go at the same time, it looks a little neater, I think. That's a bad place for that lever. Now we can do that. Oh, I was like, oh, there. All at the same time. Pretty cool. Alright, so that's that. That's the ceiling part. Now we got the... that's, of course, for the bookshelves. I forgot to say it. And so now the floor ones are a little different. That's just alternating redstone repeater, and you can't put all redstone because the redstone does that and doesn't go into the pistons, so pistons stay the way they were, or stay down and not get powered. But if you alternate with repeaters, then the redstone will just keep going straight that way, and you'll get this. And again, they will go a little bit off kilter, but it's a nice pattern, so I don't mind it too much. But if you didn't want that to happen, you could put a repeater under all of them. But if you're making this in survival, which is kind of the only useful place for Enchanting room, I guess, unless it's an adventure map or something, then that makes it much more expensive. So might as well just go with the redstone and whichever one you want to do, really. So now let's just look at the whole thing, I guess. So we will start over here. Take a quick look. So we got the piston there with the block looping around here to make it the bud switch, and the output of the bud switch, when it's toggled, comes over here, and it goes in two paths. One path is over to the one path actually goes, wait, which is the 20 side? Oh, this is the 20 side. Okay, sorry, I was a bit confused. Alright, so we'll start over here with the 10 side. So this right here is where the yeah, it splits off into two directions when the output of the bud switch. One goes to the AND gate, and one goes to the piston row here. But it also branches down here, and it really shouldn't do that, but since this repeater, because it's gonna travel all the way down here. Huh, that's dumb. Why is it like this? The other side is the 20 side. I think that should be like that. Huh. I don't understand my own thing. Well, actually, one thing we could do... Alright, this might cause problems, but I'm going to change it. It's going to make it a lot simpler, actually. What I'm changing I will explain in a minute. But first, let's just finish what I was doing before. I'm sorry that I was probably should have stopped recording once I noticed a problem, but I didn't. So here we are, and what are you gonna do about it? So yeah. So output goes in two directions: one to the AND gate, one to the pistons. Makes sense. Then it also loops back down here, but this repeater's facing the other direction, so none of the redstone signal gets through. So yeah, basically those are the only two places it goes. And when it's at the AND gate, it's just there waiting for the other side to trigger, in case you do both sides to get the level 30 enchant. Now, now we have to just take a quick look at the 20 side. It's the same thing, but it branches off in three directions. One's to the AND gate, one's to the pistons on this side that we use for the 10, and then one is to the other row of pistons, because obviously you need both rows for the 20. Now, when the AND gate fires, the output wire comes straight out through here, and goes up the vertical wire to our little loop that we had before, which would make the pistons, make the bookshelves descend from the ceiling. And then we have, should have all of them. Now, one of the problems, the thing that I just got rid of that I had, was that I had it so that the output of the AND gate also went up to each row of pistons, but they're going to be triggered by the output of their respective sides, so it should still work, but they're going to attract. That was really quick. Which side did that? Oh, I see the 10 side. 10 side. Yeah, so they're gonna all retract separately, but you know. So, like I said, flaws to the system. I have to wait, as it is right now, you have to wait for the redstone ore to deactivate before you can do it again. But I was trying to think of a workaround for that, and I think there might be one, but you'd have to really take the focus off the redstone ore. Like, you'd have to make a panel then with buttons and levers to control the reset, and then when it resets, basically it wouldn't be possible without making the project really huge, I think. But you could put a lot of logic in there so that you could like retract, yeah, whatever. Not gonna do it, that's what I'm trying to say. And okay, so the other flaw though is, just lost it. I had it and I lost it. Well, I guess one flaw would be that it only does 10, 20, and 30, but that was kind of the point. Yep. Yeah, alright. But, I mean, I guess really the biggest downfall is just the general unpredictability of the redstone ore. But, I mean, hey, it looks nice, interesting building material, don't often use, so, yeah. So, that is it for today. Gonna be a little slow, the upcoming weeks, maybe, upcoming days, but no worries. And yeah, so if you enjoyed, please show some kind of support, really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video.